Okay, so now it started. Okay, thank you for joining me, Helen Edwards, author of the upcoming book, Nothing Sexier Than Freedom. Today I have my mom, Helen, joining me on this podcast. So I just wanted to say thank you for joining me. Wait, I already said that. Let me start over. No, I can't. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so as always with this podcast, there's always going to be like some kind of mistake or something, or maybe they're not mistakes. Maybe they're meant to be. So I haven't been on my YouTube channel in a while because I have been dealing with some family stuff right now, and this is my first time doing a podcast since everything. So my mom's here visiting me, and we are twinsies today. And we look a little bit tired because we have had some trouble sleeping in the past few weeks, but we are working on that. So my mom is a motorcycle rider. So when did you start riding motorcycles, Mom?
October 2016.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, just 2 years now?
No, it'll be 1 year in
right?
October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Next
I'm mathematically challenged. So, did you always want to ride a motorcycle?
Well, let me tell you the story about the motorcycle. My brother gave me a motorcycle way back in the 80s, early 80s. Could have been it was the early 80s. And he gave me a motorcycle, and I had to sell that because my husband at the time, your dad, would not teach me how to ride motorcycles. So I got rid of it. Then my brother gave me another motorcycle.
Okay.
And I had to sell that to help my mom. I don't know, help my mom with money or something. And then my brother gave me another one just about 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I ended up giving that to my son. So obviously I never got an opportunity to ride a motorcycle until I got one last year. And been riding and enjoying it ever since.
And you ride with a group, right?
Yes, the Cactus Cuties, Women in the Wind.
Women in the Wind, okay. And are they only based in Kingman, Arizona?
No, they're all over the nation, all over the state. In fact, they're all over the world. Mm-hmm. Got them in Canada, overseas somewhere over there, all over the states. Right here we have 2 chapters that I know about. I know there's one here in Phoenix.
Ooh, I'll have to join.
Yeah, there's one here in Phoenix, one in Kingman, Arizona, one in Las Vegas. Those are the surrounding areas that I know of. I'm sure there's more that I don't know of. Mm-hmm. We have meetings once to twice a month, giving our safety, the safety course. You know, the safety lady tells us the safety tips for the month. Mm-hmm. They also bring up different events that are going on throughout the area, and we ride.
Yeah. Where is the furthest that you've drove your motorcycle?
Hollister, California.
And how far is that from where you live?
Whew. That's about a 8 to 10 hour ride.
So, did you do that solo or with the group?
I started off with the group. They tapered off. I ended up going by myself. And I came back all by myself.
And so what is the thrill about riding a motorcycle?
The wind brushing up against your face, yourself, your body, the thrill of just going with no cage around. Mm-hmm. Cage is what they call a car. So you have this protection of the car. Sense. But if you're on a motorcycle, you have no protection. You have that freedom, that flow of energy.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting because, I mean, you have always been into freedom and free-spirited. In fact, all 5 of us, your kids, kind of grew up moving all over the place with you. Some of my earliest memories are just getting in the car and going and taking baths in rivers and
Yeah.
and actually there's this one in particular I remember stopping at a river, and I think it was somewhere in Northern California near we were on our way to a city. I forgot what the city was called, but it was like a small little mountain.
Paradise?
No.
Sterling City.
Oh my goodness. Like I have some memories from Sterling City. I think I went to first grade or something.
Yeah.
But I remember stopping in a creek, and I remember I was in there washing up, and you were like, well, hurry, everybody's got, a few minutes. And then one of the girls said, there's a lion. And I remember just freaking out, and they were laughing, and they were like, a lion wouldn't even hurt you if they saw you. And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, because they're kitty cats. They're just big kitty cats. So we all know that's not a true statement now. So, but yeah. And I think, one of the things that, by the way, when we're looking down right now, it's because, come here. It's because my mom has a puppy, and she named him after my brother, Rachita. So Rachita's down here with us hanging out. She's such a good puppy. And that's what we're doing. That's why she's very playful, because she's biting us.
No, she's playful.
She's get out of here. Just kidding. Come here. But so yeah, I remember me and the girls and Richard would always talk and joke around and say, well, we're wild because Mom was wild, and she'd always take us everywhere and drive us everywhere. And the cars, we went through so many cars because my mom, I mean, from my perspective, was always on the go. So worn tires, worn out engines. It was always like, let's replace the car. So we just got used to driving in different cages. So now that you're, riding in not a non-cage, it's like, so, now we want to be in non-cages.
So now that I don't have kids, I don't need a cage.
Yeah. And what's funny is my dad, not my stepdad David, but my dad Tom, rode motorcycles too. So my brother got into motorcycles and I got into motorcycles, but I only got as far as getting my motorcycle license.
Moped.
So I got a moped. That was my first motorcycle.
Well, that's still a motorcycle.
Yes, and I did learn very fast how dangerous that a motorcycle can be, or moped.
Only in the big city.
In the big city. Well, I crashed on, well, it crashed on me. Well, I crashed it without crashing into anything. I pretty much sped into a parking space, and there was oil on it. And yeah, I just got too crazy with it. And it's Arizona, it's hot, it's slippery. And literally I parked in there and it flipped up and fell on me. And it was big. It was a 250cc, which for me is pretty big. So it landed on me. I think, was it 250 or 150? I'm pretty sure it was 250, if there's such a thing. And it landed on me. And what happened, it was right in front of a FedEx Kinko type company, and their windows or whatever, they were like, floor to ceiling. So everybody was like looking out, they could see everything that just happened. And I was parking because I worked literally like across the way at a restaurant. And I remember getting up and picking up the moped and going, I'm okay. I'm totally fine. Like I was so embarrassed, like
yeah,
my first accident was created by myself and just with me and the little moped. So, but I limped all the way to work and I was like, no, I'm good. Went into work and I was like, I am not good. I am all ripped up. I'm hurting, bruises. I had to fix myself.
Poor booby.
But yeah, that was my one motorcycle experience. And but I have motorcycle friends who ride sports bikes, and so I've always kind of been into the GP scene. But as far as the Harley scene, I guess, would you call it the Harley scene?
I guess. I mean, bikes are bikes. You get on it and you go.
Well, then there's the cyclist, though, too.
Well, okay, motorcycle and bicycle.
Okay.
Non-motor bikes.
Anything that's cageless?
Yeah, those are all bikes.
Yeah. So
bicyclists.
Yeah, bicyclists,
and
which are really cool. I think that takes a lot to be a cyclist.
I got a friend that's a cyclist and a motorcyclist.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't go as fast on a cycle, right?
She
Bicycle.
does races, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? I have a friend who does that same thing, and she works with me at the prison yoga project. Her name's Allison Merlot. Shout out. And she's so awesome. Like, she's very inspiring.
Oh, let me shout out to Avalon. Avalon.
What's her name? Evelyn?
Avalon.
Okay. Well, yeah. So no, that it is inspiring because when you're racing on a bicycle or a motorcycle, I mean, anything with two wheels kind of freaks me out after my little moped accidents.
Well, you got to have experience with it too. There's a couple ladies that have a lot of experience, grew up and they're, up in the ages. I won't say exactly where, 50s, 60s, that have been riding bikes since they were kids.
Wow.
First on a dirt bike. They got their motorcycle license before they got their car license. That's how long they've been riding.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, some of the people I know. Well, hey, I had a bicycle before I had a car, and I'm still not like a pro cyclist. I'm just saying. So there goes that theory. No, I'm just.
So I want to shout out to Christine, our president.
I've opened the can of worms to shout outs. Now my mom's going to go
and
bullets with it.
Purple. Her name is Purple. We call
You
her.
You can say
Purple.
Hello to all the women of the wind.
Yeah, all the women in the wind.
Maybe one day I'll join the group because I definitely do have my motorcycle license and I plan to join.
Shout out to Cactus Cuties, to Sin City Sisters, Rocky Mountain chapter. Great. We got all those different kinds of chapters.
Well, see, if you know me and you know about anything about my book and my activities and the yoga and everything, my mom is like one of my best friends, and she is the person that I am like. So if people wonder like where I learned something from, right there, she's to blame. Yeah, so sometimes people say, "Oh, you got a wild like character or belief about certain things," and I always say, well, because I was exposed to so many things, and I wish I could say just one period in my life, but it was like
your whole life.
It was like my whole life.
Yeah,
and you're still living your life. You're still going strong. I mean, working towards stronger, I could say. So it's nice to see my mom laughing right now and that she's here with me because, because of what happened to my brother. And that's one thing that we were going to try to get my sisters on today, but they couldn't make it due to some scheduling conflicts. But, I wanted to just share with everybody out there that, if you are hurting or going through something, that you are not alone, that there's people out there who love you, and just always share your heart. Don't let your ego get in the way of anything that can potentially destroy you and your family, because people love you, and it may not seem like it, but there's people who love you. So it's been 4 weeks now since the death of my brother and my mom's son, and we are a strong family. We have been holding on to each other and calling each other every day and texting and kind of annoying each other. No, I'm just kidding. we don't annoy each other.
If it's called annoying, it's only out of love.
Nobody's annoying each other.
I didn't think so,
but no, it really just, I love the fact that we are really trying to help one another through reaching out to each other. And one of the things I was talking to Mom about was that the dog is about to destroy a hat. Grab him! Rachita, no. One of the things that I was talking to Mom about is the fact that I have chosen my path of healing using the Warrior's Way, which is not really any book or any type of group or nothing that I learned, I guess, per se, nothing I learned the Warrior's Way, but it's more about, she's over here goofing off. No, the warrior's way is basically just
Don't let nothing bother you.
just thinking about, I'm digging deep within because I'd like to heal from the inside out. And this is just my personal preference of what I'm doing. They call them suicide survivors. Am I saying that right? Suicide survivors, having a sibling or loved one who have left you, and you're left kind of wondering with, grief and confusion. So
what could you have done?
What could you have done? And the one thing that I am personally trying to do is tell myself every day, this is a wound, and acknowledging the wound, but also saying, I am a warrior. I come from a lineage of warriors, and my mom is a warrior, and we stay in motion. A warrior fights the good fight. They cry, they watch their fellows fall, and they get back up, and they keep moving forward. And it's not that you have to be strong, and it's not that you have to be brave or courageous. It's just that this is the choice that you make as a warrior. And another thing is, you don't abandon yourself. You're there for yourself. And that's one thing that's really, really important. You don't pay attention to other people's opinions that are going to tear you down. And anything that's destructive out there, you're going to say, that's not for me, because I am in the process of healing. So stop comparing. A warrior is not worried about the chitter chatter going on around them. They are moving forward, fighting the good fight, and they're not abandoning themselves. So the chitter chatter is just a distraction. Another thing I'm doing is I'm keeping the fire burning within, just remembering that I am a woman, and I am human. I have emotions. I have hormones, monthly cycles that are still going to be a part of the process of my human life. So I acknowledge that as part of my grieving, a part of my healing, and a part of my strength, which is another thing I'm going to honor myself. Healing the warrior's way is honoring the strength and vulnerability that is a part of my life. So those are a couple things. There's a whole lot to it, but I don't know where Mom went. But I'm sure she's going to join me soon. But anyways, just wanted to share that message that we all grieve differently. We all heal differently. And this is something that I just wanted to address. And I'm sure, hopefully, I will get my family more involved, my sisters, and they will be on the podcast with me later on. She's back. So we have some fun things planned. And
we made jewelry.
We made jewelry today. Oh, I made these. I don't know. Let me just take it off, show everybody. I really like these. Oh, wait.
Oh, there it is.
I feel like I gotta make my muscles stronger when I show my arms.
Flex them muscles.
So we made jewelry today. We're going to my friend Sharette's birthday party, and we have some exciting things planned today. And there she goes again. I think Richita got into the pups. Got into another wire.
No.
All right. Well, let's see.
Yeah,
Puppy is getting into everything.
She was chewing on the electrical cords.
Here, look, just keep her close. So I'm glad you got to do a podcast with me. She's never done a podcast before, and I'm new at it too.
I'm glad I'm your guest. I guess.
One day we'll look back at this. Is there anything that you, I was reading, Mom, my book this morning.
A lot of foul words.
And I ordered one copy for myself to proofread it before I decide to start pre-ordering or set my pre-order for everybody to go on there and pre-order.
I hear the book is really good.
I did have a couple people review the book, and yeah, I got some really great feedback. But Mom only knows a little bit about the book, so
Yeah, I really don't. I've never read it. What I have heard of it is my friend, every time I tell her a story of my past, of my kids, of anything personal, she said, and that's in the book too, by Vicky Gold. She's golden.
yeah. So,
Goldstone.
well, I read a little bit to her today, and one thing I noticed is that I was always writing in there how short life is. And I was letting Mom know that that is something that I think about a lot, and I've always thought about, is how short life is and how you're here 1 minute and you're gone the next.
Yeah.
And you really can't take life for granted. You really do need to live life the best you can.
To the fullest.
To the fullest. You know, in light of what happened to my brother, I really feel like he lived a really great life. He really did. First, I mean, he was born in America. He had the best family ever, and everybody loved him. And we had some really, really great times. So there's some really great memories that we get to look back on. But life is short, and you really do need to cherish the people you love and respect everybody else. You know, if you don't like somebody, just walk away. We were taught that in grade school.
Right.
And if you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody, walk away. Nobody's forcing you to be with anybody. I mean, if they are, you know, there's call 911, reach out to people. But again, our message today is to, you know, if you're out there suffering, reach out to people who love you. Reach out to a stranger, because strangers have a lot of love to give. Social media today, there is so much opportunity to reach out. So, you know, there's that. And, you know, hang on to the people you love. Dress up. I did her makeup. One thing I love about my mom, she's always wearing pearls, even on the motorcycle. So
Yes.
somebody noticed she was like super hardcore in one of the pictures. And they go, I love how your mom is still wearing pearls. I have pearls, but I don't wear them often. I mean, it's been a while, so I think I need to pick my pearls back up.
Well, it's kind of ladylike. And just because I'm riding a motorcycle doesn't mean that I am not ladylike.
Yeah, I mean, whoever says that, kiss their ass. Okay, but anyways.
No.
All right, well, we're going to cut this short because we got to get ready to go to our party.
Well, I do want to say that if somebody finds life a little challenging, don't take the easy way out. It devastates not only your family, your friends. It devastates people that don't even know you. It devastates. It's just a horrific thing to go through. Something that no parent should ought to go through, is seeing their child be gone.
Yeah, for sure. No sibling, no fiancés, husbands, wives, children.
Especially the children. The children, they end up growing up without a parent. They end up growing up without an aunt or uncle. They end up growing up without you. And they need you in their family. You're a role model.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're special. If you're not special to yourself, you got to be special to somebody. If life is beating you up, don't take the easy road, because that's more devastating than easy, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it's so painful what you do to people who love you if you choose to end your life, you know, on your own. It's just, I mean, you lose sleep, you don't care, you're trying to find meaning back in your life. It's very, 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 very hard. The grieving process is so horrible to go through, and I don't wish it on anybody. So like Mom said, you know, don't put anybody through that. I know it seems easier, and I know it feels like you're just going to.
You can't handle no more.
Yeah, you can't handle it anymore, but you are a fighter. You are a warrior. You are here in America. I mean, you've got it much more made than many people out there, and you've got choices. You have clothes, you have a roof over your head, and if you don't have a roof over your head, you have places to go where there's roofs.
Right.
There is so much. And if you're just tired of the life you have, step into a new life. There is a lot of opportunity out there and to create the life you do want to have if you want to get out of the one you have now.
And if you don't know what if your life is worth it or anything, give somebody a call. Ask them, is my life worth living? And they'll definitely say yes.
Yes.
Because no matter what anybody says, you are a worthwhile person and should not be discarded or disregarded.
Yeah. And if somebody out there is making you feel horrible about your life and you feel codependent where you can't get away from that person,
call me. I'll show you how to get rid of them.
There are people out there who will tell you, come to me.
Yeah.
Because nobody needs anybody out there who's going to destroy their life. It is so not cool. So if you are somebody out there destroying somebody's life, you need to stop that shit, because it is not right. It is not tolerable. You know? All right. Anything else you want to say, Mom?
I'm done.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. As always, you can subscribe. You can reach out to me anytime, any questions. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you for being a part of Sexier Freedom Media. And you can find more about me and my book on www.sexyfreedom.com.
Ooh, Sexy Freedom.
There's a story behind that.
Ooh.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Get the book. You'll know it.